What's good, everyone? My name is Magna and welcome to a brand new series to the channel, Energy Assault Gun Breakdowns. This will be very similar to Phantom Forces gun breakdowns, and I think this will be a really cool new series to start. I did play a lot of Energy Assault back then, like in 2020, like during the pandemic, and I've always thought it was a pretty fun game. It's been a very long time though since I've played, and I've noticed they've added a ton of new guns to the game, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to start a new series. So today we're going to be starting with one of the 4 default guns you unlock for free, the Scar, which is the default assault rifle you probably will see a lot of people use right away. Alright, well, I hope you all enjoy this brand new series, and with that being said, let's get into the breakdown, shall we? Okay, so for those who are new, before I talk about the stats, I would do a section talking about some real life facts about the weapon, so let's do that. Now, based off the model here, this Scar looks to be based off of the Scar H, so we're going to talk about that. So the Scar H is a Belgian battle rifle that was first introduced in 2004, along with several other variants. It is the counterpart to the Scar L, with the H standing for heavy, as it fires the 7.62 by 51mm round and uses 20 round box magazines. The Scar H was actually intended to replace the M14 and MK11 rifles that were in use, and in 2010 it was officially adopted to be one of the family of weapons to be used by the US military. Now, looking in the game, I noticed that the model of this Scar doesn't exactly fit the description of the real life gun. In fact, it actually calls it the Scar L in game, but in real life the Scar L would have a banana mag like AKs. Now, looking here, it has a 20 round mag, which the Scar H does have in real life, and also this one has a much higher RPM than the Scar H in real life. So obviously, I'm not here to critique how realistic this game is, but that's just something I notice, alright? Well, with that out of the way, let's get into the in-game stats. Alright, now just so you guys know, the stats for the weapons in Energy Assault are definitely a lot simpler to understand, and there isn't too much to cover unlike in Phantom Forces, so hopefully this will be easier for anyone new here to understand. Okay, so the Scar does 21 damage out to 120 studs, and down to 15 damage out to 240 studs, which makes it a 5-shot kill at close range and a 7-shot kill at long range. Yikes. It has a headshot multi of 2, which means that it is a 3-shot to the head in close range, or you could actually throw in 2 headshots and 1 body shot too. The fire rate is 625 RPM, which isn't exactly the fastest. The muzzle velocity is 870, which, by the way, this is calculated differently than in Phantom Forces. After some observations, I noticed most rifles and LMGs have around 800-900 muzzle velocity, while SMGs are around 400 to 600, shotguns are around 300 or 400, and snipers are usually around 1000. So I would consider the average to be around 700 to 800, so that means the Scar has pretty good muzzle velocity. As far as the handling goes, we have a 1.2 second tactical reload and a 1.7 second empty reload, which is super fast, but considering how fast the pace of the game already is, this is to be expected. The walk speed is 16 studs per second, and the ADS speed is 0.5 seconds. And I think that's all you really need to know for the stats, so let's move on. And now onto the recoil, and the Scar has very low overall recoil with no horizontal movement at all, and only having slight vertical recoil. Now, as far as what attachments would be the best, note that this game actually has very limited attachments, either not to confuse new players or they're working on some more, I'm not really sure. But what I have on right now is a red dot, a suppressor, and a laser. The iron sights I think are really bad, so any optic is fine. Since the muzzle velocity is pretty good, the suppressor won't really hurt it too much, as it only takes it down by like 50. And finally, there is absolutely no need for flashlights. That's kind of like a universal rule for all SPS games, so yeah, the laser is an obvious choice. But as far as how you should use the Scar, It being the default assault rifle, it is considered a jack of all trades gun, as it even says in the description. It works best at medium range, and its very low recoil by default makes it great for new players. However, I would say the biggest drawbacks are its fire rate, as other low cost guns like the AK-12 or MP5 have much higher fire rates, which means the SCAR may struggle against SMGs or shotguns in close range. Its damage over range is super low too, so it's highly advised you don't use it at all at like sniper ranges. To offset these stats, you can pair this with high damage secondaries like the Deagle or the 93R in case you need some close range options. But yeah, overall the SCAR is the standard weapon of Energy Assault. There isn't anything inherently wrong with it, but I wouldn't be surprised that it gets put down pretty fast, as most new players would have the credits by now to buy a new weapon. But for my overall opinion, I think the SCAR is, a functional weapon that gets the job done and nothing else. It did actually feel kind of fun using it again, as it's been so long, and while everyone else is using their ultra expensive weaponry, I have a crappy little SCAR and I could still top score the leaderboard. But besides that though, once you have the money, if you want an objectively better gun, just go for whatever you want and move on. So out of 10, I'll give the SCAR a 7.5 out of 10. Alright, well, that was the first episode of Energy Assault Gun Breakdowns. I hope you all enjoyed it. Feel free to drop a like and sub to the channel, and let me know your guys' thoughts on the SCAR down in the comments. I'd love to hear what other Energy Assault fans think of it. But thank you all again for watching, and I hope this series will continue to grow, especially after all the drama that's happened with Phantom Forces. I think this will definitely be a fresh start, especially considering I just hit 500 subscribers, bro. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for sticking around with me throughout this, roller coaster, I guess, of a year, or, well, technically, I guess, of across 2 years. But anyway, I hope we can continue to grow this channel together. Alright, everyone, take care.